Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Welcome everyone to sometime in October 1982.
Yes, sir.
What's your name, boy?
Mayo. Zach Mayo, sir.
And we were last on the console that everyone wants to play, the Atari 2600, or is it still the VCS? It's somewhere in between 2600 and VCS right now. And we were rocking out to Snake, even though it is just, it's not really that good of a game. Let's see what our next game is. Let's brighten our video game future by going on the Commodore 64. That's right, if William Shatner is advertising for it, this computer cannot be bad. This is Star Post, and this episode is so fitting that William Shatner showed up to show us the Commodore 64. This is the first time we've ever seen Star Post, and this is our 393rd game we played on the Commodore VIC-20. Yes, this little computer has 393 games that are out there. And here's Star Post. Oh man, look, another box that's ripping off either Star Wars or Star Trek. And everyone place your bets. What ship does that look like? You're alone on the Starship Outpost in a remote sector of our galaxy. Can you meet the challenge? Can you protect the Star Post from waves of invaders hurtling themselves at you from 8 different attack sectors? With 3 degrees of difficulty and 99 levels of 99 levels? That's impressive. Star Post is a must for space game players of all ages. And we are space game players. No accessories required. Well, I mean, we need to have some controller or joystick, right? What other artwork do we have for Star Post? This is also available on the Commodore 64, and we're going to see that in 1983. So it's not only on the VIC-20, but right now, this is the only way you can play it. And there's our cartridge we're going to pop into the Commodore 64 and play with an example of the screenshot. That's right, Manly. X-Wing! I love how many Millennium Falcons we've seen. I wonder if someone can mark how many Millennium Falcons we've seen on the show. X-Wings, though, we still see quite a bit of those. We have the manual as well. Here's how you load Star Post. We already know how to that, and then as usual, you have to adjust the screen on the Commodore VIC-20 for some reason and eliminate screen flicker. I'm not sure why. Someone can explain in the chat. You're the lone defender of a Starship Outpost in a remote sector of the galaxy. You have to defend against the super alien, which disrupts your view screen as it spirals its way towards your Star Post. There's 3 different game versions. They got Beginner, Advanced, and Hyper. You maneuver your laser cannon in a circular or back and forth motion, firing at aliens. So that should come into play when we start the game up. Now, you can withstand 7 alien hits per level of play, and the level resets back to 0 if you die, so you better be pretty good. It explains what the difference is between Beginner, Advanced, and Hyper version, and the controls are really nice. On the Commodore VIC-20, this works with the joystick or the paddle or the keyboard. Very, very nice. So there's what the controls are for us. We have 3 different fire modes. Oh yeah, what's the Super Zap? I need to know that. It's Super Zap is pull the joystick toward us. Okay, good. And then you have a fire mode too. So I'll explain once we get the game going. So let's pop in that cartridge and play some Star Post. This is by Commodore Electronics at sometime in October 1982. The 10th game we've played by Commodore Electronics. Ooh, fancy flash screen. I like it. No, I don't think so, Hunter. This is a totally different one. Yes, welcome to Retro Monday, everyone. On the Commodore 64, we can go right in, start, or delay. I wonder if it does an attract mode. Yeah, it does. Nice, it goes into an autoplay mode. So I'll explain a little bit while it's doing the autoplay. This is the game, what you're seeing right here. You're essentially trying to destroy all the things that are flying at the center cylinder. But the way it's controlled is really simple, or really similar to Tempest, where you're having to roll yourself around. Notice the laser beam that's shooting out of it. That's essentially like your aim, and then whenever you decide to fire, you'll shoot at one of the objects all the way around. But the laser circles around the cylinder, kind of like Tempest, but not really like Tempest, because Tempest was the circle or the different shapes. This one is one shape, at least what I've seen for all the different levels. All right, I want to go in and play some of this. So here we go. Hitting F1, and we can do skill level or the different mode. You can see it's on advanced mode. Let's see. All right, I'm in. So the first thing you do is you're rolling around, and then whenever you decide to fire, you have to move the... Oh, did I already blow... Oh, when you blow up that sector, then you can't use it anymore. I think it's already destroyed. Yeah, it destroyed me. I think because I started in advanced mode. We're going to have an awesome explosion. Yes, yes, we are. Quick, shield your eyes! We've already died. The star post. Yes, no, if you're sensitive to photosensitivity, you probably shouldn't be watching a show that's playing video games from the early 80s. Oh, there you go. It started right back from the beginning again. So this is kind of like a tube. It's easily a tube shooter, but it's kind of like Tempest, but we don't really have a Tempest we can play at home. There is no official way to play Tempest right now. The only two games we played similar to Tempest have been Storm and Exterminator, but this one still isn't really... Storm and Exterminator were closer to Tempest than this one was. Okay, so let's go in again. I'm going to hit F1, and then F5 is the level. Or I thought it was. All right, we'll just go. Get me in. And keep rolling. I need to roll the... I wonder if it's because it's not utilizing the... or it's trying to utilize a different controller, because on my playtest, the joystick was allowing me to roll around and do the firing. Oh gosh, here it comes again. And we are destroyed. Game over. It's really not brutally difficult. I think it's because you have to have the right controller plugged in. It's pretty rare to see a Commodore VIC-20 game where you can have multiple controls, joystick, paddle, or go for keyboard. All right, so let's try this again with F1 to start. And go. Yeah, it's only allowing me to go from two different directions instead of all the way around the loop for some reason. Because every sector that flies in, you have to defend that, and then when you blow up that sector, then you can't fire from that one. So it's like playing Tempest, but every time an alien takes over one area, then you can't fire from that area. It reminds me of the later levels of Tempest. You know, whenever the enemies start jumping or hopping around the outside. Very, very difficult. Yeah, let's try it a different way. Or maybe I'll do a reset, because I think I did advanced mode, and advanced mode might enable the paddle control. So let's pop in that cartridge and try Star Post again. Anything can happen on the live show. All right, so I'm going to try it again, just using the joystick to go. There we go. That's it. Okay, we started off at level 1. Now we're in. It's working. So every time the enemies are getting closer and closer, you need to roll the laser beam around and then fire your shot. Now we're cooking. So very much defending the star post, getting the laser to go all the way around the outside, and whenever you complete a stage, you get flashing lights, and then you move on to the next level. Oh, they got a piece of me. That's the one you got to watch out for, though. The really, really fast incoming is the one that makes the screen flash all completely. It's very, very jarring. Oh, that takes 2 hits. Okay, so we do have an enemy that takes 2 different hits, and the rest of them just take single hits to go. All right, doing a great job defending now. Oh, here it comes. Get it, get it. Yes. Just barely. No, I missed him. But still, we're doing pretty good. Level 3 is still on. It's going to change the color on the outside, but what you're seeing here is the game itself. Oh. And as we saw, there's different control schemes, different variations. Not too many variations. We've seen some more games on the Commodore VIC-20 with more to offer. And this one's still allowing me to shoot even though the section is blown away. I'm impressed that the Commodore VIC-20 is doing these pseudo 3D geometric shapes that are flying around. It is very, very futuristic and very different than what we usually see. All right, we're doing all right. There we go, nice. Moved on to level 4. And it just gets more and more intense. So very, very interesting that this is a shoot 'em up, or what we would refer to as a tube shooter, but it's not like Tempest. Most of them that we see would be like that. But I have to remind everyone, there's no official way to play Tempest at home. There's only the 2 other examples that we played here on the show, and so this is kind of a rare shooter if you want to play something similar or close to Tempest. And having the different control schemes bumps this up a notch. It's great. Yeah, it is a little like Command Shooter if you were playing Missile Command. But once you have the right controller plugged in, then it works great. But oh my gosh, look at the insanity. And, oh, we got a really lucky shot there. Oh, that was 2 on the top right. But then it turns into, you know, really defending your base with as much as happening. Yes, and you can do that. The supercharge. And blow the whole screen up. Like that. Sweet. And they boasted on the box 99 levels, which this kind of game, I could see it going up to 99 levels, but that's still really impressive. We're not going to see all 99 levels here on the show, but it's great. Yeah. I like the combination, and I like that it's doing something not completely like we've seen before. Video games are usually seeing it's a variant of something or a copy of something, and this is really cool. And the presentation is done very well. Yes. Nah, that's true. It's almost like a fortress, right, Marshall? I agree. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Hunter. Appreciate it. All right, so we did get the controller, and we got the game working and playing well. The different kinds of controllers that work on this bumps this up a notch. So I'd say of all the games we could play right now on any home computer, this is excellent. This is not your average game. This would be, I would say, starting at 3.5 stars and then going up from there. So if you have the ability to switch controllers out, and you also are able to play a game that is not quite like anything out there, it's a newer concept because it's blending a few things together. I actually want to go one step above because of the controller interface. Yeah, I'm seeing some 4s, some 3.5s over in the chat. Thanks so much for sending your ratings in. We're rating all the games based on what you would play right now or what's available right now across all home computers. And I do see some highers and 4s, but I'm going to say because of the multiple controller options, it doesn't have as many game modes, but because of it's something not completely like we've seen before, and there's no way to play Tempest at home, even though this isn't quite like Tempest, it's something new, I'll go 4 stars. Star Post is very, very well done. Hey, thanks, Tim Tiskey. Appreciate it. All right, so after Star Post, it's time to go where William Shatner has gone before. That sound means it's time for another Star Trek variant. And here it is on the ZX81. This is Star Trek. Just Star Trek. But man, oh man, have we played our fair share of Star Treks here. This is by Bug Byte Software, the 19th game we've seen by this company, and this marks our 55th game that is a Star Trek game, and not like based on the TV show, I mean a Star Trek strategy game. This is the 55th Star Trek game. Yes, the ZX81 already has 3 other Star Trek games, and this is another one, just adding to the pile. Yes, Hunter, oh boy, here it comes. Here's the idea you would have seen in magazines at the time for Star Trek by Bug Byte. This is based on the game that Bug Byte already did in 1981, which we didn't show here on Chronologically Gaming, but we get to play this one. Let's pop in Star Trek and play at sometime in October 1982. This is our 75th game we could play on the ZX81. You just have to run your cassette, and yes, we do want instructions, even though we played lots and lots of Star Trek. No, James, we won't have a lot of pages, at least compared to the one we played on the BBC Micro. That's nuts. You're Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise, represented by the $sign. Nice. Your mission is destroy all the Klingon ships, represented by K, in the galaxy, because this is going to be ASCII characters, most likely. There's 64 sectors of the galaxy, each have 8 phases. You're given 15 photon torpedoes, 3,000 energy units. You can dock beside a starbase, which is, I don't know what character that one is. Replenish your energy and torpedoes. And it's Star Trek games. Here's our commands: the helm, long-range scan, phasers, photon torpedoes, shields, instruments, and resignation. We can just quit the game? Nice. And then we want to know what difficulty level we're doing, Captain. 6 is the highest. We're pretty good with Star Trek games. We played 54 others, so let's do level 4. And see where this takes us. We will not be able to play the entire strategy game. We're just giving you the first feels of what this is like. There's a lot of Star Trek already out there. Look at this. It's going to be all text, and we got a very small graphic window in the top left. What are your orders, Captain? So I can do 1 through 7. And I think 1 was... and we get Spock to tell us something. Human logic fascinates me. Course, Captain. And then Chekhov, they have the actual people from the show. This is awesome. Okay, let's do course. We have a Klingon in the top right, so we would want to go to those coordinates. Or I think we're already there because of this is short range scans. I'll say 0. I think it might send us to another one. And then we do warp factor from Sulu. Let's do warp factor 1. Don't go that fast. Don't use a lot of our energy. It's going to barely use any energy, I bet, right? And then 100 hit on shields. Uh-oh, antimatter stabilizer broken. Scotty says and we've killed, and we already had a game over. That was really fast. You've killed 0 Klingons. Not very good. You'll have to do better than that. And the game has broken. It's just done. So there you go. There's Star Trek on the Sinclair ZX81. Now, while we've played plenty of Star Trek games, this one by Bug Bite Software is a redone one from 1981, and if we were to play it longer, you'd still see this is better than some Star Trek games, but it's still the same old Star Trek variant that's been around since we've seen it on mainframe from 1971. I'm going to go for all the games you can play right now on all home computers. For this version, I'm going 2 stars. You're more than welcome to take a look at all the games we played that are called Star Trek up to this point and rate it yourself. But I'll say for this one, 2 stars. Let's move on to our next game, which happens to be another Star Trek. What have I subjected myself to? Someone once told me, you can't play every video game. You're going to be playing all the Star Trek games. And here we are. This one is Star Trek on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, and this is by Impact Software. This one looks like the other box we've seen by Impact Software. It is... I don't know how to describe it, but it's the same one. They just changed a few of the words, and then it matches it up. This is our 108th game on the ZX Spectrum we played. This one's also available for the VIC-20, Dragon 32, and Impact Software sometimes messes around with the name and calls it Software, W-A-R-E, and then sometimes it's called W-E-A-R. And this is the 5th game we've seen by them. And this, I believe, was bundled with another game we've already played called Quest. So maybe it was in the same package or same compilation. Let's play Star Trek by Impact Software. This is by Ian Richards. Again, all the ones that he's done. At sometime in October 1982. Yeah, we're going to get star wrecked by the time we finish this one. By finish this show. All right, so what level do we want? Let's go... We died pretty fast with level 4 in the last time we tried. Let's try level 3 and see what happens. Level 3 Star Trek. That's right, Curtis. Or maybe that was a joke that Ian Richards did, because I only saw with a few of the titles he's involved with that they changed the name. Okay, so this is randomizing how many Klingons and star bases. We got 6 and 1. Hit a key. Oh my goodness, look at this. It's even more ASCII than the last one. It's even, I mean, we have no, what are the orders? I don't even know. Can we push 1? Is it going to work? Or about W for warp? Okay, yeah, you have to know the coordinates, and I have no information on this. The databases don't have like a manual or what you have to figure this out yourself. Sector distance, let's go to distance 2, lay a course for, I don't know, 20. Oh, and it gave us the tune when we warped in. Nice. Okay, so orders are here. I bet we can do R for red alert. No. Okay, R is time remaining. Our alert status, can we change that? A? No. Tells us how many Klingons, torpedoes, star bases, and we still have the energy. What about long-range scans? Yeah, there we go. So here you can get your long-range scan. So we're fairly familiar here on the show how to play a Star Trek strategy game. This one right here is limited. And now, when I say that, since the beginning of Star Trek strategy games, they've added little things here and there, like either special features or different graphic details or different, like one of them had special photon torpedoes that would blow up a whole sector if you wanted to. Things like that. This one is bare bones. This Star Trek is like if you were going to play the one from 1971, like the mainframe version. It is so limited. Oh, that's a good point. Does question mark give us anything? And no, it does not. We can't get any help from question mark. You just have to know. And I think it's using the same commands that if you were to play it on mainframe. Yeah, maybe everything was done on the tune, Marshall. I would think so, because we haven't heard. Well, we've heard a few Star Trek ditties here and there, but it was fairly nice hearing that. But it's not enough to bring this one up compared to all the other games you could be playing across all home computers. I'm going to bring this one down. This is a 1.5-star game. It's bad. Of all the games you could be playing across all home computers, there's better games and better Star Treks that you could be playing out there. Yeah. All right, so besides this is one of the versions, but we also have this version. Our next one is Star Trek, the same version, but for the Dragon 32. This one we have a little bit of artwork, at least more than we did on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. All right, so this is the 57th Star Trek variant we've played on the show. I'm pretty sure it's still just as limited as the previous version. Let's check out the box. There, Impact Software. Ooh. We got Star Trek on the front. And I must remind everybody, these Star Trek games, these are not endorsed or licensed by Star Trek. Oh, no. Someone just decided to make a Star Trek game on mainframe as a strategy game. And then everybody, 57 so far games, are all Star Trek, but has nothing to do with, like, official Star Trek titles. At least the box looks pretty good on the Dragon. Do we have anything else? Oh, yeah, we have the cassette. And oh, my goodness, the black mold returns. The 80s black mold. Everyone watch yourself. It's out there. And for this one, we do have an inside sleeve that we can get some information on how the game works. So this one is the 30th game we've played on the Dragon 32, our 57th Star Trek game. And this one is a standalone title. The cassette was all by itself. That's right, Hunter. We are in the Wild West. Anyone can do whatever they want right now, which kind of makes it fun. So the object of the game is search each sector of the galaxy for Klingons and destroy them. There's our long-range scan for L, galaxy map, warp, report. That's what I did. I tried doing R for red alert, and that was report. Then S for short-range scan. So it's pretty much the same codes we've seen for other Star Trek games. Oh, and it does have question marks. Oh, where we need to be and investigate different things. We have a typical scan that shows you where things are, and every number represents something else. And then warp drive explains how warp drive works right here. And then photon torpedoes, which I believe I can switch myself. There we go. So you can see if you wanted to pause the screen and play Star Trek by Impact Software for the Dragon 32, there you go. You're all set. All right, here we go. Against my better judgment, we're going to play Star Trek on the Dragon 32 at sometime in October 1982. And I gave Ian Richards the credit for this one because I'm pretty sure it's the exact same, but just ported over by him. Is this basic? And it is. Yes. Run it. Enter a difficulty level. Let's go straight to hard and die fast. Playing Star Trek. Yes, bask in that green glow. The Dragon 32. Now, I'm curious. I don't think this version, because we've already played Star Trek for the TRS-80 color computer, but this one, I don't think this version was on the color computer. You've been chosen as the only person capable of completing this hazardous mission. They picked the wrong person. You have 32 stardates to hunt down 17 Klingons who are terrorizing the galaxy. To help you, you have 5 star bases. Thanks. That's helpful. Yeah, because it's simple. There's not a lot of fast-moving objects. Basic would make sense, right? Oh man, it's going to take a while to load too. At least we have something involving like graphics. It's not using straight text graphics. Anything? Oh, there we go. Orders. Okay, orders are, give me a report. There's a start date, status, alert status is 0. All right, so let's go warp to, I want to go to 30, and course laid out, do it again, 20. Yeah, we get the same ditty that we got on the ZX Spectrum. Nice. So once we reach a course, we can do our short range scan, but it's not showing anything right now. Usually this, we do a long-range scan, it tells you some information, then whenever you get there, you can actually see from this very small view window. It's like the Star Trek's, the Enterprise's budget is just really, really bad right now, and we have to have a small view screen. Captain Kirk has to squint to see this. Thanks, Tim Tiski, I appreciate it. All right, so after that, there shouldn't be any more Star Trek games in October 1982, right? Oh man, if only. After Star Trek and Impact Software, our next game is Star Trek again for the ZX Spectrum. I feel like this is painful chronologically gaming. This one's by Mikro-Gen. Let's check out the Mikro-Gen Star Trek. Everyone and their mom wants to make Star Trek for home computers. So this one is the 109th game we've played for the ZX Spectrum, and this is our 58th Star Trek game. The front of the box is very, very nice. It's sensational software, and yes, Star Trek-ish. Oh, they didn't really use a Klingon ship. That really doesn't look like Romulan. Anyone know what they're firing at there? I can't tell. And this one's the 6th game we've seen by Mikro-Gen. Go, Mikro-Gen, go! Any other artwork we have? That's what it is, Manly. Voltron's head. Well, there's an example of the screenshot. That's all we got. Let's pop in and play Star Trek again. This one's by Derek Brewster. Way to go, Derek. At some time in October 1982. All right, this one's a little special. I want to go, yes. This is from Starfleet Command, so everyone pay attention. There's a fleet of 22 Klingon ships with 3 Klingon bases invading Sirius. Sirius? I wonder if that's a star system. You have 57 star years to destroy these Klingons before Sirius is destroyed. And we've seen this with Star Trek variants too, where they change a few things up. It's not all Star Trek. That's why I was kind of surprised to see Spock and Chekhov talking to me in one of the other games we played, because they usually switch things out. All right, so press any key to start. And we're in. Oh, look at that. That's ZX Spectrum color right there. I love it. All right, our command. Let's get a report first. Oh. There is no report with R. Oh, it's real time. Oh my gosh. Phasers, quick. Attack. What's the... It's not using the usual Star Trek commands. Photon tube 2 has been damaged, and it's Klingons represented by the green ships, Enterprise down there in the bottom left with the blue ship. So we've seen real-time Star Trek variants too, but very, very cool. But it's not using the usual... and it's not using... Can we do help? Klingon ship destroyed at 2-3 by... What? Did everyone see this? The Klingon ship destroyed itself? Thanks. Maybe this is the helpful Klingons, because they know we are completely inept at controlling the Enterprise right now. I'm flabbergasted. So if it's not commands with letters, usually it's commands with numbers. This one does not have that. Mikro-Gen does it, and we don't have an inside sleeve or any artwork that'll tell us how to play the game. It's another one lost to time, but there you go. But this one, as far as I've seen from other people that have played this version of the Star Trek game, it's okay. Like, I wouldn't call this one a bad game for all the games you could be playing right now across all home computers. That's it, right? That's it, Marshall. I'll give this one an average score, 3 stars. The real-time element is also what's pushing this over the top, but without a lot of artwork or without a lot of descriptions for what's happening, it makes it a difficult one to play. Yeah, 3 stars. It's colorful. That's right, Manly. All right, and with that, we need to embark on another quest to stop playing Star Trek games. I feel like this was a episode where we're supposed to play games that start with the beginning of Star, but I didn't expect so many Star Trek games, and we're not done. Next time on Chronologically Gaming, we have one more Star Trek game to play, but that's, I promise, the last one of October 1982. After that, we're going to have some more games that begin with the word star, including one of the best shooters you can play on the ZX Spectrum. Now, before we go, I have some sad news. The machine I usually do my Chronologically Gaming on has had some very, very bad hardware problems. And so right now I have bootstrapped this episode just so I could complete this one, but it's not going to work for a long time. I was actually surprised this episode didn't crash with some of the other games that we played tonight. So I'm going to have to go on a little hiatus and fix those issues, but then we'll go right back into the swing of things game by game, because this week was anticipated to be a really, really exciting week as far as video games go for the releases in October. So I'll be really excited to give you those once we get back on our feet and get built up again. All right, so that's all for today. And like I always say, life is like a video game from the 80s. You never know what you're going to get. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.